All right, once again, thank you for joining our today's webinar. My name is Shafkat, and I'm happy to be representative of the APP Project Consulting. First of all, thank you for all of you for joining our today's webinar, and especially special thanks to our partners who also joined and also invited all the potential interested people to this webinar. Okay. First of all, today's agenda. We are going to speak about who we are, and I'll give the general idea what we do. As well, I'll give the brief information about the BIM, and also the benefits of the 4D scheduling and the reports. Okay. Okay. Who we are? We are the project management consulting company. We are our headquarters in Madrid. However, we are working in such countries as Canada, Mexico, Spain, of course, Portugal, France, South America, all South America, and almost all African countries. We are specialized in the enterprise project portfolio management, as well as the 4D and 5D planning, time location planning or the time change planning, and of course, the life cycle facility data management. Okay. So here are the main solutions by which we are, how we are providing our services, our trainings, as well as the licenses and consulting services. First of all, it's Asta Powerproject, where it's mainly the planning tool, which we are going to talk about, but focused on the BIM part. So it has all the planning capacity, the cost management, the cash flow analysis, the progressing, as well the 4D BIM, and some reports like the business intelligence reporting, or if you are working with lean methodology, so it supports the lean methodology as well. The Bitcon, it's mainly for the 5D cost estimation. The Tilus, it's a Trimble product for the linear planning, and Ecodomus for facility management, 6D and the 7D. Okay, so general idea about the BIM. So some of us call it building information model or models or management. Well, generally speaking about the BIM, it will take the hours to speak. So I would like to give the general idea in a quick way. 3D, it's a pure design model, so you will be able to see only the 3D model of your project. The 4D, which we are going to focus today, is the model plus time, which means that you are combining your Gantt chart with the model. The 5D, all the same, model, time, but also with the cost estimation. 7D is all above, like the model, time, cost, plus sustainability. Okay, and the 7D for facility management and to all over the life cycle strategy and as built handover. Okay, great. So how actually we can produce or the 4D BIM schedule? If you are using such planning tools, project management planning tools such as the Primavera or MS Project or Asta Powerproject, you have your schedule, and also you have your 3D model, which can be produced by many other solutions right now on the market. So one of the famous ones are AutoCAD, Revit, and the Bentley. So using the format, the IFC, you can combine both schedule with the model in Asta Powerproject. So Asta Powerproject plays a great role in order to combine your current schedule with your current model. Okay. Now, to recap, what is the Asta and where it's coming from? First of all, Asta on the market has been long, it's more than 25 years now. So it's been 4th years in a row awarded as the best planning project management planning product by Hummers, and it's been used by 92% of the top UK construction companies. Well, as far as I know, we have over 130,000 active users worldwide and available in 10 languages. Some of the projects that have been completed, that have been used, Asta Powerproject, such as London Eye in the UK, the Hong Kong Airport, Petronas Tower in Malaysia, Warsaw Metro Line, and so on. You may find some of the customers who are using the Asta Power project. I will not be surprised if some of you are from these companies, but you might be in a different location. And as general explanation about the Asta Power project solution, first of all, it's a core scheduling tool. So you can have all the Gantt chart information and all the information regarding your tasks and so on. So it's purely scheduling tool. It has a integration. It has an integrated models or the options such as the earned value analysis, the S-curves, the risk management, the line of balance. Previously, some years ago, it was like additional model, so you have to purchase it additionally. Right now, no need. It is integrated into the one Asta Power project. Business intelligence report as well. So if you have the multiple projects or if you are working in the enterprise environment, you have the multiple projects in a different part of the, let's say, different part geodesic location. So you are able to control them over the business intelligence report. So you are able to select some particular project and to see all the information like in this beautiful dashboard. Site Progress Mobile, so it's an application in order to put the progress right directly to your project. So by this way, you are avoiding all the, you are saving your time in order to update the progress. You are avoiding the typing mistakes. So no need more to put everything on Excel and then send it back and then update it all the time. By the Site Progress Mobile, you can just, as an application, you can use it in your mobile or the tablet. You can directly give the percentage of it, give the notes, take the photo, current status, and send it directly to your main project. Asta Power Project Viewer. It's a free application in order to track the project itself. So you buy the Power Project, so you don't need to buy the extra license. You are able to see the project itself together with the 3D view. Okay, so you will be able to see with the 3D model in the one application. So it's completely free of charge. So if you are the client, for instance, and you would like, if someone from your contractors or subcontractors are using the Asta Power project in order to plan, they can send you the project file in Asta Power project and you can open it in the project viewer free of charge. By the way, you can open the Primavera files and MSP project files as well. So it's not necessary to be only the Asta Power project file. And of course, the 4D BIM, which is the model to the Asta Power project in order to produce the 4D scheduling. Okay, so I'm going to switch to the live demonstration. Okay, sorry. Well, this is what you can see from the beginning. What is actually the result of the works? For example, what we can have here. We have our hierarchy, our project. This is a 3D model project. You can see the WBS structure on the left side. Okay, in the WBS structure. The spreadsheet information. So you have the spreadsheet with the standard columns. You can add any different other columns. The Gantt chart. You can have the Gantt chart. So it's colorful, pretty well understandable. So you can change it. These lines, which you can see that with a different color, are our progress periods, which means my project has, as you can see, has some progress information. These are the progress periods. So in Asta, you are able to have the multiple progress periods in order to record your progress. Like I have at the end of each month, I have one progress period. And according to this, I have added the progress. Below yellow line is my baseline information, okay? So now on the right side, we have our model itself and comparison model. As I have my baseline, I'm able to compare my baseline information with my model itself. Okay, so in general, when you will run the simulation, you will see this view. So this is my project result, so that I have my Gantt, standard Gantt, and I have my model. And I have already entered my progress, and I have the comparison model in order to track my delays on the information. So the next step, what I'm going to show is how to make this kind of plan. Okay, how to achieve, how we actually do it in Asta Powerproject. So I'll pause it and I'll go to the initial stage. From the first time when you are opening the Asta Powerproject, you will see this view where you will have the Gantt chart, the spreadsheet, and your hierarchy. Okay. Well, first of all, let's bring our model and let's see how we can create the scheduling or the scheduling right directly from the model. Okay, there is ability to import the model, so you can import the model from your local drive or from the server, for instance, if you have the access, or using the free Eleco BIM Cloud option. The BIM Cloud options is Eleco BIM Cloud. It's very useful in order to share your IFC files. So you can have the IFC files, you can have the different revisions. Okay, if we are speaking about the revisions, you can have, for example, I have already imported one model and I have the revision. So from here, I can select whether it is the latest revision, which revision. I can give the name of it whenever I'm adding the new one. Okay, so I will open this model. As you can see, I have here one model. Okay, so I'll just make it more visible. I have here one model. This is the hotel project, the sample, the hotel project. So what we can do with this model? First of all, I have to say that the Asta is not design solution. It is the project planning solution with the integration of the 3D model, which means that I cannot move the objects, I cannot change the quantity, I cannot change anything in this model. However, I am able to do some minimal changes like the visual effect. I can change the color of the objects and so on. Okay, so this is the minimal thing that you can do in this case. Now, what else we can do here? We have such as option as a perspective mode. So you can go inside the building, have a walkthrough. Okay, so this is, and you can save, for example, the snapshots. Okay, I will save one snapshot. Let's say interior. I'll save this one. Then I'll go back. I'll say save another one. I'll say this is my exterior. So whenever I need to go back to this one, I can just select the snapshot, particular snapshot, and continue working on it. Okay, so this is the perspective mode. Another thing is I'm able to share the picture if I would like to send picture of my 3D model, so I can save the picture in the JPEG or any other different formats. So no problem, you can save it and share with anybody. Now, let's go into the more details such as the properties and the categories. Once we import our model, we will see such as information as IFC category. So we have a different type of the category, so you can switch on, you can change on in order for a better planning and controlling. Okay, so you have a different part of the location. So I'm just switching some of the part of the location, for example. All is possible to do in Asta Powerproject. Okay, so this is IFC properties and so on. Now, if I'm going to select the one object, so right now I have selected the skin, okay, and I'm going to the properties, I'll just make it more visible. So here we have such as information, and it's coming from the model itself, okay. We have the ID, we have the parent ID, if not, so it will be the empty. The important information is the IFC entity, so you have to give, it has already the IFC entity information, okay. The material, what is used, and it can be loaded and can show everything, however, how much you have loaded your model previously. Important part is the quantities. So you have here the calculate area, okay, in square meters, and the volume in cubic meters. So you know, when you select some object, you will have the information about the calculated volume area, the width, the length, the height of the object. In my case, it is the wall, okay, and gross site areas. All the information you're able to see here. Okay, now, sorry, how we can create the schedule from this model. Okay, I will just go and select my footings. So I have here my footings. So first, there is multiple ways in order to create the schedule. First of all, you can create directly on the Gantt chart. Okay, multiple tasks and give the names of it. And then I'm selecting my selection mode and then select objects. Just easily drag and drop it to the model. So now I have assigned 3 or 4 elements to this task. So, okay, how actually we can benefit from it? Well, I can select the option unscheduled mode. I can select the unscheduled mode. It will show me that the items which are not scheduled. Okay, so I'm showing you once again. For example, I'm selecting this foot and this one, and I'm adding to the task. So now it has disappeared. Okay, so I can select the multiple one and then also drag and drop, and it will disappear. So by this way, it will eliminate the planning mistakes. So you will know which items has been planned, which items has been not planned. Okay, so I can select some of them and just directly, without creating the activity, I can drop it on the Gantt chart, and it will, of course, it will create one task. Okay, so I will just select the few and again drop it, so on. So this is the one way how we can create. I'm going to delete this one, and you can see it's coming back. Another thing is using the searches. The searches is kind of automatization. So I know that you might have a lot of activities, and you might have a lot of elements on your project. You can use the searches. It's kind of automatization for mapping your task with your model. For example, I have already some searches created. I'm going to open the properties bar of it and explain you how it works. So we have the details information, so you can give the name of the search. Now, there is a criteria. So in order to use searches in Asta Powerproject, you have to give the criteria. For example, I'm using the property identity. So if I'll open the properties pane right over here, and I'm selecting, for example, the footing, I have the IFC identity, say IFC footing. So what I'm taking the property IFC identity equals, I'm giving the condition, value IFC footing. So once you create this criteria, it will show you all the products that you have on the model. You can easily select them all. So I have just select them, okay, and drop it to your Gantt. So right now, as you can see, it's disappeared. I have it here, so I can also show them all. So whenever I select my task, you will be able to see that which item in your model has been selected. Okay, for example, if you can have the multiple criteria, like if I will take the properties of the parking tool, I have the 2 searching criteria. First is by the IFC entity. The second is one by the location. Okay, so I have my location, which equals, this is the wall. I'm looking for the wall, and I'm looking to the which location. It is a parking too. So if I'll select it, it is selecting my tasks. Now, once you created it, you can easily, for example, create your task directly from your IFC search. So no need to select from here and drag and drop. No, you can just create your task, and it appears over here as a foundation wall. If, for instance, I would like to create a task parking one slab, I can just create the task and I have my parking one slab. Or once you will have all the searches done, you can just select all of them. So I'll select all of them and I can create my task. So now it's creating all the tasks which are assigned to my model. Okay, it's done, so I'll make it more visible. Now, once I have it on my column as well. I know that I have assigned my product in the column base. So this is the IFC product. It means it's showing which product you are assigned in your task as well in your columns. Okay, so once we did this one, what we can do is we can easily link it. So I will just select them all. I can link it. So I'll just link it as a finish to start and then reschedule it. So I'm just rescheduling. Now I have rescheduled. It takes the standard template default information regarding the creating activity. When you are creating the activity, it comes with 5 days. However, you can change it anytime. No problem with it, and reschedule again. Okay, once we created this one, I can run my 4D, the timeline, in order to check whether everything is correct, whether my timeline is going well, whether if I have any mistakes or planning mistakes or no. Okay, so by this way you can visualize your plan in Asta Powerproject. Okay, so while it's going, the timeline options can provide you the information that you are able to track according to the date, or you would like, for example, to see the weekly progress. You can change it to see what will be my estimation. So you can change it, you can change your dates in order to see in exact date time which activity is going to be performed and track it on the model itself. Okay, great. Now I will stop this one. Okay, I'm going to why we call the Power Project for controlling as well, not only just scheduling but for controlling as well. I'll show in a different example how we can do this, but just to make my schedule more or less better view. So for example, I don't have here my WBS structure. So what I can do, I can just change this task to my summary task, and I know that the 3 tasks, footing, foundation, one piers, going under my foundation. So right now, what I have my foundation as my WBS. So it works in a different way than the other solutions. You can create your work breakdown structure anytime. Okay? So in the hierarchy, it's appeared my foundation task. The same way, for example, I have my parking one. I would like to make this one as a summary, or I can just select some number of the tasks. As you can see in my 3D model, it's also been selected. I can just summarize it. I can say this is the parking one. I can remove this task because I don't need it. No, I don't have any relation. In this case, I can do the relation, just finish to start, or I can do the relation as the Powerproject allows to make the relation between the WBS. So as you can see, I'm going to link my tasks between 2 WBS. So by this way, you'll be able to see in this case. Okay, so as well, it is appearing in the hierarchy. You can work on it. For example, if you have already the hierarchy of your project, once you open it or import it in the Asta Powerproject, you'll have the same hierarchy. And once your model is linked with your task, you can see only the view. For example, you are right now working with the parking one WBS, so you can see only the elements which are in the parking one. Okay, Great. So I'm going to show all. And now another topic that I wanted to mention is how we can bring our current schedule. If we have our current schedule, how we can bring it. Well, we can simply open the project. So let me get to the project. Okay, so I'm going to open. Okay, so I have here the Excel file or the MS project file. So first, let me open the MS project file. So you don't need to do any additional effort for this. You are just opening the Microsoft type, the project document. So once you open it, it says that I would like to import using the template. And now I have my Microsoft project, the same way like I had in the Microsoft project. So in this way, how I can do the linking, as I was explaining, you are going to the selection mode, selecting particular activity, let's say in this way, and just drag and dropping and adding to your schedule. Okay, this is the way, or as I said, you can create the searches, which is kind of automatically way. Let me open another one, which is the Excel file. So this is a Primavera Excel file. The same way I'm going to use, for example, the Primavera template, which is already inbuilt. And you can see I have the same project, but which was in Primavera, right now in Asta Powerproject. Okay, so in the same way, you can use the searches or the IFC drag and drop files selection in order to link your project and the model together. Okay, now I'm going back to the university model. Okay, so once we have created, once we updated, or once we entered our progress, what we can do, or before entering the progress, let's go by the views. So Asta Powerproject allows you to have the multiple views. So what is the view? It's actually saved number of the columns which you would like to see. For example, I have here the multiple views, like the overall plan. If I'm going to see the overall plan, I'll have the information such as the main information, the planned percent complete and the actual percent complete. Okay, no more. I don't need to see, for example, I can remove this model view, so I don't see it. In the other view is the overall planning. The overall planning view is where you are able to input your quantity to set up the work rate, the unit time, and as well, if when you are adding the progress, you will have the actual work rate and as well the work rate remaining. So how we can do it in this case? So once we have the model, okay, so I'm going to show only, let's say, the model itself. So let's say I'm going as well, I will add here the columns. So by the way, you are able to add as many columns as you want, like the information about the earned value, the constraints, the cost and income information, the resources, the allocations, and as well the IFC. So I'm going to add here the IFC volume. IFC volumes, it is the same like what I was explaining you from the properties bar. Okay, from the properties bar, we have here IFC volume and IFC area. So it means when I select, you have the IFC volume of the particular side. In this case, it is the roof. Okay, the part of the roof, and I know that it is 76 cubic meters. Okay. Okay. So for example, as well, I would like to use this quantity information, okay, in order to plan my work. Okay. So I have this task, which is the wall picture, and I have my information about the quantity. So I can easily copy and paste to my quantity So in this case, it's a unit, but if I will go and add here the unit as a cubic meters or square meters, I can change this one to the cubic meters. It automatically changes, and I can give the estimated work rate based on the hourly, based on the daily, or the weekly. It's up to you. So I'll say this is a 10 by the hourly, and the duration of my tasks automatically is changing. So as you can see, I will change my work rate. For example, right now I have a 10 cubic meters per hour, but if I'll change it to 20, my duration is changing. Of course, I have the hours. I should have taken much bigger or the longer activity. For example, if I'm going to change the activity duration right directly on the Gantt, it will change my work rate. Okay, so I'm changing the duration and it's changing my work rate. So by this way, you can get all the quantities from the model and take it as IFC product volume to the quantity, give the production rate, and you will have estimated your duration. Okay, great. So let me go back to the views. So once we have our overall planning, we have the work types. What is the work types? It means that there is in Asta Powerproject like a code library. So you can create your own libraries in order to monitor whether in which floor level you are working or in the building stage. In my case, I have divided in the columns, doors, and the furnishing, the key milestones, and so on. They are very visually in our Gantt chart. So I'm able to see all the information according to my code library. For example, all the roofs, I can see the roofs, when is my activities, and so on. This can be applied for your subcontractors. If you are using some different subcontractors, you can assign the walls. For example, I would like to assign to this tasks, let's say the different, let's say, well, it will not be logically, but let me take the window. So now it is being underrated. So whenever I'm going to change it, you'll be able to see it. Now, another view which is the important is for the BIM scheduling. It is the same as I was explaining. You have the information about the product, IFC product area, the volume, and the count. For example, what I can say is if I will select the task, and I would like to see this task on my model, I can just show only the selected task. So I have my pile caps, okay, and I know that I have 78 pile caps in this project, okay, 78 pile caps. So this is the way how you can work. For example, I also can see by the structure, like the structural view, I can also see the show only the view. So I am able to see the structural view only. Okay, so going back to our views, there is a progress entry. So as I mentioned, you are able to add the progress by the different progress periods. So you don't need to have only one progress period all the time. So you can save one as your project as a baseline and then add different progress periods. Okay, so in my case, I have added several progress periods by monthly. So, and each progress period gives a different color for you to easily to analyze when the progress has been made. You can use the site progress mobile. By the way, you can able to use the site progress. So I have here the site progress where you are able to send your project or the part of your project, some tasks, to the site engineer, and then when he will be able to update by using the mobile phone or the tablet. By this way, send it back to you with the progress information. It will appear right over here. So you will have the baseline information, the actual start, what is a planned person complete, and the person complete as well. Okay, going back to the overall view and going back to the BIM part. Such a functionalities as a creating video, so I'm able to create the video. I can give the annotations like the task data, the week number, the information. I can give the widths and select some codecs in order to create the video. I mean the simulation of it. I can create a different fly paths. So the fly path is actually the way how you would like to see your project. If I will select the none and then run the project, it will be the stable. So however you would like to see it, the initial position of the camera, you'll have the initial position of it. However, when you are using the fly path, okay, fly path, it moves the camera according to your wish. Such it can be mapped to the task or to the particular date and moving to the other side. You can create the number of the flipbooks. What is a flipbook? Flipbook is the, let's say, in other words, it is like demonstration, the pictorial demonstration. So you can have the number of the pictures. So I can just create and show you what I mean. It means that the flipbook is generating the number of the pictures according to my simulation. Okay, so it's right now generating. Okay, I'm going to open it. By the way, if you have the questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Okay, here I have my model, and what I can see that each day I have some information, what is the status of it. If I will open it in the quick way and just move it, you'll have the information about the task, about the current date, and so on. So this is the pictorial representation of the simulation. Okay, so you might use this for the reporting purposes. Okay, moreover, for the reporting purposes, you can print whatever you see. Okay, so you can print whatever you see, the gun together with your time schedule, with your model. If I will just move it somewhere over here and then print it, so you will see the same whatever I see, as well with the legend information. So you will have the legend. These reports are customizable. You can put your logo, you can put the revision number. It's completely customizable, whether you would like to put the Gantt on the right side and the model on the left side. It's up to you. You can do it in this case. So we have the printing option, so only what we need is just to select the different view. So I can just select the different view. Nope, not this one. So the scaling, I can select A2. Okay. No, oh, it's going to print. So what I mean is this. So this is how you can print it. Now, let me go back and continue what I was speaking about, the progress information. Once you have your progress, once you have your baseline and the progress information, you can show it visually in Asta Powerproject in IFC model view. Therefore, we are using the comparison model. So we have the comparison model, which I can say it should use my baseline data with a highlighted the project difference. I can select the number of the baselines. If you have some different baseline, you can have the different baseline. You can use a different baseline. Okay, and I can run my simulation, where you will see the information about the current. Now it comes. Everything is okay right now. I'm going right on time, but here I have some delays. So once we will reach it, you will see the highlighted, the red part. Okay. Okay, where is it? Yes, let me try to pause it. Just a bit back. Okay, so sorry. So the highlighted red part, it means that my activity is on delay. So it can highlight the activities which are on delay. Okay, do you have any questions? Okay, I cannot. Okay, we have received one question. It's a very good question, which I had to mention before. It means that is there a possibility to set the building order or to split the object in Asta Powerproject? Yes, there is a possibility to split and set up the building order. For example, if I will select this task with the right click, I can split the products. So I can split the products in the three ways. You can split just by the directions. So if I have some different directions. The X way, I can preview it, how it is splitted. So I'll say okay. Now my task has been splitted. Okay, for example, let me also work with the roof. It's more visible in this case. So I can split the roof. Okay, so now I have split the roof in this case. I can set up the building order. So for example, I can select the three of them and I can set up the building order. So identical building order equal or sequential building order form. So I can select the sequential building form, and whenever if it is assigned as a one task, it will go by the sequence. Also, there is a possibility to split product manually. So you can have this. You are able to split the product on the different ways. However, you would like to split, and you can save it, and you'll be able to see different splitted products. Okay. Do we have any other questions? Okay, very good question we received. It's about the federated model, or if you have the multiple model, or if you are receiving the models from the different entities. Yes, you can do this. For example, especially in this project, like this project has a different different models inside, so it is grouped model. For example, we have the structural model, mechanical and engineering model, and the architectural model. So this the three models combined together. So how we can actually do this is a separate files. In the configuration part, we are uploading each model separately way, and then we are creating group of the model. So we can create the group of the model. We can color override it. So in this case, let me go to the properties of this three models. So you can see we have the three models combined together in one part. We are able to change the side color. So this is the basic ones. Ability to add the site object, for example, the crane, the scaffolding. You can also add the site object as well. So no problem with it. You can add it up to your wish. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so I'll not take too much time of yours. If you have any questions, you can directly email us, and we are able to provide more detailed information. I'm actually on time. And once again, thank you for your time, and thank you for attending our webinar. Thank you.